the Everything But Politics podcast.
All right, here we go. It's great to be doing this again, and it's great to have on my brother, Wolfie. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
But politics,
fun.
our pleasure. I want to start off. If you could introduce yourself to us, our listeners, and really all Wolfie fans.
All right, so I'm Wolfie. I'm like a producer, DJ. I would say I used to be just a DJ, but now I like definitely produce way more. Got started like in high school. Before I was old enough to go to clubs, I realized like I couldn't get into the clubs, so I thought I might as well try and get on the lineups. So when I was like, I want to say 16 or 17, I'd reach out to promoters, let them know like I can sell 10 tickets, like can I play? And at the time, this is like 9 years ago, not everyone wanted to be a DJ. It's a lot easier to like get in touch with them. And I'd buy all 10 tickets. And I got to like go to the club when I was super young, and that was like how I got super into it. And then college, I was DJing a bunch, and then now I'm in LA, producing like all the time. Really just been producing heavy the past like 2 years, maybe a little longer, and things like really taken off. Just like people are starting to like, my tracks are getting attention, and it's been pretty cool.
So
Nice,
Wolfie,
dude.
who were some of your early influences?
Well, definitely the earliest is Skrillex. It's the most basic answer, but definitely Skrillex. Like I remember when he dropped Bangarang, and I remember when Weekends came out, like around the same time as like Scary Monsters and all that. And then that quickly led into like going on YouTube, looking up music like Skrillex, finding Zomboy, Excision, and still huge fans of theirs today. But my influences have definitely changed though since.
So when did you get into producing, and what software are you using?
So I was like strictly DJing, and then I wanted to like make stuff for my sets. So I was like recording myself DJing and like playing my recording, and I realized I could do it on the computer. So I got Ableton, and I've been on Ableton since. And I was like just making like edits and stuff like for shows. And then really started like learning how to produce and like how to like make my own sounds, use Serum, synthesizers, do all the drums past like 2-3 years.
That's
Very
so
cool.
It's just such like a new world to me, right? I don't make music like that, and especially like Ethan and Evan make, they're playing instruments. Yours
We
is
just
all-
started using Logitech, but what's cool is like I've been playing the drums, and my brother Ethan plays guitar, but to add like a violin on the song, you don't need to go get a violin player. They got every sound you could imagine on those softwares.
Totally. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when I was like a freshman in high school, so this is like 2014, even sophomore year, so like 2014 to 2016, that was like a huge, I guess, EDM era for me. Like you said, Skrillex, that Jack U album had just come out with Diplo.
It's my favorite
Like that-
album of all time.
Oh yeah,
Is
that's a
it?
great album.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy you mentioned
It sounds
that.
like it was made today still. It's crazy. It's
So this is we've had this conversation a couple weeks ago with Tarek Sharif. The measure of a great album is no skips, and that album has absolutely zero skips. Like you said it perfectly. That album sounds like it came out today, timeless.
and people are still playing the songs like DJs are still playing them at EDC. Like those songs will always be played on the biggest stages until the end of time, I think.
What is it about that album that is so special?
That in like my mind, that was like the first album to like make that like pop trap sound. Like it was like making like EDM, and it was super dancey, but it was also super radio friendly. Like they had Justin Bieber, but then there's also dubstep producers, like the song with Snails and stuff. And so there's like a song for everyone, but it all sounds so cohesive.
Yeah, it definitely gave it that commercial vibe, kind of like some of the songs you see with the Chainsmokers.
Totally. And it was like taking those commercial songs, but making them a little like more aggressive and like kind of like a fresh take on like pop music.
Wait, so going back to you reaching out to these promoters, I could sell 10 tickets, buy your 10 tickets. So when I met you, you were DJing all the time at the frat. You got to do some really elite shows like A-Track, AC Slater, what else? Sudden Death, Crank That. So at the time, I didn't really like. I wasn't as tapped into that world as I am now. How big was those shows that like allowed you to kind of like sell yourself later on?
I'm surprised you remember the sudden death one. Like that's still one of my favorite shows I've played. Like I didn't know I was opening for him until a couple hours before. So that was like a danger.
You're like,
And
I
I was
gotta
at
go.
Chovy's the night before. Someone came up to me and they're like, "Yo, we have sudden death tomorrow. Do you want to open?" And I left Chovy's, ran home, started throwing a set together. And it was the first time I got to like really like rip like some really heavy dubstep to a fraternity. And like a lot of the content I got from those frats like helped me today, like on TikTok and stuff like that. And just like the experience of playing in front of a crowd and getting to play the music I wanted to play rather than the music like the girls want to hear, like people in the frat want to
Yeah.
hear.
Well, so you got to be what, 19, 20 years old?
I'm 25.
No.
Oh,
When
then?
you did that? Yeah.
Oh no, I'm actually 27. But back then, no, I was 21.
Okay. So that was like your first like time like being in like the presence of like some guys that have made it big.
Sudden Death, yeah, he was my favorite at the time. Like still is, but like at the like that was crazy.
And then post grad, so you got to play under all these huge names. Like I've seen you play dozens of times, so it is cool to do this. But like when you sell yourself later on, and you're essentially your own manager, right? How
I
often
do.
are you like we know what that's like. How often are you dropping like I opened for blank blank and Blake just to give yourself that credibility, and then from there that opens doors.
So back in February, I opened for Excision, which
Yes.
that's the bit to me in my mind. That's the biggest. Like Excision's like the goat. He has Lost Lands. Like he tours constantly. Like every dubstep artist got their start opening for Excision. And so I got to open for him, and since then, definitely been putting that in emails, like using that content. And then also, like when I'm reaching out to promoters nowadays, a lot of them are really into the music itself, where it used to be more just like, who have you opened for? Let me hear a mix. Now it's let me hear your music and who's playing your music. So that's definitely been the biggest thing when it comes to emails, because Excision is playing my music and stuff now.
That's congrats. That's
That's nice.
awesome. Apollo Celine's got your summer playlist covered. Check out their new bangers, Out Till Morning and Search for the Light, available on all streaming platforms. Released June 20th, 2025, these tracks are pure energy, perfect for late night drives or beachside vibes. Don't miss the songs defining summer 2025.
Thank
What do
you.
you think is the most difficult part of what you do?
The most difficult part was probably that first year of learning how Ableton works.
Mm.
That was definitely like, there's so many times you want to quit and you're just like, maybe this isn't for me. Like, I cannot figure this out. And then one day it kind of just like clicks.
Yeah, I feel that. What do you think
This
about
is before
though?
AI too. You can't ask ChatGPT questions.
Yeah,
Right?
we've been using.
ChatGPT doesn't know how to, it can't like make your song for you. That's the thing.
No, but-
It can give you advice, but to like make it sound professional is such a different level.
It's an art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, we use Logitech, and it's. I mean, they're all the same, but it's like you said, it just takes time and time and time. When it comes though to you like promoting yourself, sending emails, trying to book shows, what in that area when you don't have to be when you're not the artist and you are the manager, booking agent per se, what do you find the most difficult there?
Getting a response.
Yeah.
Like these promoters are getting hit up all the
Totally.
time.
Yep.
Once if I can get a response, I can usually get a conversation going and get pretty close. Like I get offers for shows, they're not always the right fit, and it kind of sometimes is like a dead end. But I made that connection, and maybe like in the future I'll be a better fit for a show.
Are most of these shows you get paid a percentage of the door, or is it a flat fee?
It's flat fee. Usually like the headliner. Well, a lot of EDM nowadays, like DJs, it's a pretty flat fee.
Interesting. Okay. Is it more like the clubs you're looking to play or festivals?
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of clubs now. I want to play festivals. I think festivals that'd just be a new experience for me. I think it's cool to get to be on a lineup with so many other artists.
Yeah.
Now, how working with at CAA, how does that like complement you trying to go and book these shows, whether it be a nightclub or a festival?
I've definitely learned how to speak to promoters, how like the business really works from the inside out. That's definitely been like the biggest part. But I do try and keep the two as separate as possible.
Yeah, fair.
And it's funny, you mentioned that like when you're selling yourself, doing these cold emails, sometimes a no is so it's actually refreshing because you send like 20 like 30 emails and you get no response. Sometimes a no is even like it's like thank you for responding. I mean, you're reading
Yeah.
so much shit, just firing away follow-ups and and then like there's receipts too, which you obviously know is important. You could follow up 2 years later. Like 2 years in the grand scheme of what you're trying to do is really not that much.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. So when you're creating, what is your creative process like? Because I know our brother Ethan, he physically writes, right? He's writing pen to paper. What do you, when you like get a sound, like when you hear something in your head that, oh, dude, that's gonna bang. How do you like write that down so you don't lose that moment of inspiration?
Voice memos. I sing like a little like wah 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 do 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 or
Yeah.
something into the voice memos, and then I'll oftentimes take that exact like voice memo and drag it into Ableton so I can hear it while I'm like making the sounds and stuff.
And then from there, you'll modify the sound that you put the voice memo into Ableton and like just enhance it through there.
I'll usually just like you like replace it with like basses, but so I have like that original like groove and rhythm that I was like that I first heard in my head, and then once I remove that and I've got like a solid bass line going, throw in some drums, then it'll kind of it'll start coming together.
That's awesome.
How often are you releasing new music?
So I wasn't releasing music for a while. I have a ton of like original music that I have not released because I just think it's super hard to promote like your own music nowadays. Like a
Yeah.
remix, I can throw on SoundCloud, promote it, and then when people download it, like they can download it for free. All they do is repost the song, and it helps my song grow like for free. But to release something original, you have to market it. You have to like get people to go listen to it, and it's not as exponential in my mind. It's like a SoundCloud song, unless like a label is involved. So I've been like waiting, and I have like some songs that are signed to labels that are gonna come out soon. Like one's coming out end of July, and then that's gonna be the first song that really starts to build my Spotify.
You signed it with a label?
Yeah, it's with Rolling Bass Records.
And when you do a deal like that, what is their incentive? Do you give up a royalty? What's like the split agreement when you deal with a record label?
I'm not fully sure on all of that yet. I have to do the paperwork still. I'm waiting on that to
Okay.
come. But it's a song I've been holding on to for a while. Like I'm happy to just have it out. But
Totally.
just regardless of like the money and the royalties, it's like they'll help market it. They'll do all the work to get it
Yeah.
posted. They'll promote it, all that. And that's such a huge help because it's like they're followed by so many other cool producers and DJs that will then hear my song that might not already know about
Mhm.
me.
That's awesome. You mentioned from the beginning SoundCloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, going back to that Diplo, Skrillex, my early high school, like SoundCloud was like that was it. Like SoundCloud is where even like in rap music, SoundCloud is where I mean, shit, bro. Every single week there was fire music coming out on SoundCloud. It's evolved a lot. What I mean, as someone that posts as frequently as you, what has that evolution been like since 7, 8, 9 years ago to now?
I mean, when I was first on SoundCloud, it did seem a little more social in an aspect. Like
I agree with that.
it used to seem like a social media in a way. People would repost a lot more songs and music
They
was
comment
being
on timestamps.
yeah. Well, you can
Yeah, I
still do
remember
that,
that.
but I feel like people nowadays are a lot more picky about where they're gonna leave comments and things like that, and what songs they are gonna repost on their feed. But it's still so helpful because like for me, like I'm on SoundCloud all day, every day, like discovering new music. It's so easy to find an artist you like, go and see what songs they've liked. Then you find a song that they've liked that's cool, and then you go to that artist and you just go down a rabbit hole of doing that, and you just find the coolest songs, you just like them, and they're saved in like your own personal playlist.
Two things there. So I feel like for me, I consume more than 95% of my music through Spotify. I feel like they like have a grasp on that market. I'm pretty versatile with my music though, so I would imagine you listen to primarily dubstep. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
And so through there, a lot of the stuff you're consuming is probably less mainstream then, correct?
absolutely. Yeah.
So I respect the fuck out of that. How do you find? Because for me, one of the biggest challenges is even finding new music. Spotify is good for that, like compared to Apple, but
If you want to find it, like they give
if you,
you the
I guess I'm
new
not like, yeah,
releases and
that's
Mhm.
true.
like I would
How-
say most
hold on,
American-
Evan.
Yeah.
Wolfie, how are you finding new tunes? Like, what are you searching? Are you going through like people's likes? Like, what's the most effective way for you to do that?
I go through people's likes. I go through related tracks. So it's like someone liked this, and that shows you other songs that are like kind of fit in like the algorithm and the sound of that song. Also just typing in like a cool song, like say you hear like a popular song, like a Post Malone song or something. You can go on SoundCloud, type in like remix, and like a bunch of remixes will pop up. And you can't do that on Spotify, which I do listen to Spotify. I would say like primarily like car and stuff, or like at work, my headphones, things like that. Like when I'm not like actively like discovering music or just want to listen to some playlists, I'm doing that. But like to discover music, SoundCloud definitely. And like you can also be followed by like sometimes you'll know like, oh, this big artist liked my song, and like that's super cool. Always getting like a notification from like a big artist is like that'll make your day.
Yeah, we get that on Instagram. I understand.
Now, for those listening right now who have no idea what dubstep is, how would you best describe it?
It's such a tough one because like there's so many subgenres now. I always like if people aren't sure, I'm like Skrillex type music, like I'll literally say that. And some usually people kind of just get like what I'm trying to say, but it's really just like it's like 140 to 150 BPM, pretty like
Okay,
standard
yeah,
kick
of course.
clap, and just like heavy distorted compressed basses, and that's like a big part of it. Just like quarter notes, like, and then like you can use like soft four waves and or square four waves and make like rhythm, and it's a little more bouncy. Usually I just show people.
Yeah.
Just like it's the easiest way.
And for anyone listening, we'll have Wolfie's music right in the comments. So click the link and you'll know exactly what dubstep is.
Yeah, man, So you said there's subgenres. What are some of these subgenres?
So like there's so many dubstep artists, but like they all sound so different. So then there's like stuff that's a little more like down tempo. There's like LS Dream, there's Levy, there's Tape B, where it's like trap influenced and the drums are a little more interesting. The sound design is different than like Excision, which would be like more like dubstep, bro step. Which like the bro step is that's like what they call Skrillex music because frat bros liked it so much. And
That's fair.
then there's rhythm, which is like really basic basses. The drums are like always just like kick, hat, clap, hat, kick, and it's like the same thing, and just like usually just like a bouncy groove. There's so many.
Now, what percent of dubstep do you think has lyrics in it?
Like actual lyrics, like to sing. There's always
Yeah.
a little like catchphrase, but
And then
to
a drop.
sing, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would say probably like 15 to 20%.
Okay, yeah.
So let's say you're driving to work, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to Sudden Death, Subtronics. I'm listening to heavy stuff.
You're banging your head 8
Oh,
in the
yeah.
morning on the way to work.
Yeah, it's
That-
like chill music to me at this
Yeah,
point.
that's good energy.
How about when you're not, when you're like want to change it up, new tunes, need something new, maybe something slower, maybe something, I don't know if there's anything more upbeat, but just something different. What's the alternative?
Tons of house. I listen to a ton of house music too. I also like DJ a bunch of house music sometimes, like just around LA at bars and clubs and stuff. I love house music. I make it too, like on the side for fun. Never release it or anything because like it would not fit my brand. But I love house music. I've been really into Anima lately because I saw his show at the
Yeah.
Sphere. Been really
How
into
was
that
that?
album. It was unreal. I went
Yeah,
twice.
I saw some
You
of
went with
the videos.
Bloom, correct?
Both times.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bloom and I shout out Bloom. I'm always asking Bloom, like, you guys are way more well versed in that world of music than I am. So I'm always asking him, like, what's this genre? And he's like, oh, that's like tropical house. I'm like, what's this genre? He's like, he's like, bro, I don't fucking know, even though he does know. But yeah, I'm fascinated by that world. Him and I was in Vegas in May, went to EDC with a night for him, which was awesome. Speaking
Sweet.
of EDC, bro, what is it like to hear your tracks played there?
That's crazy. It's insane. I went not like last May, but I went the year before. Didn't hear any tracks, and then this year, like a bunch of my tracks were played, and I didn't end up going.
Bro, that's so sick.
Yeah, it's to see like my music on the biggest stages is it's insane, and I've gotten to see some of them like at other festivals and stuff. I've got to see it in person.
So when
EDC
you're-
is like the Mecca, though, correct?
Yeah, that's the Mecca and Lost Lands. Lost
Which is
Lands
where-
that's
where's
in
Lost Lands?
Ohio. That's Excision Festival. It's dinosaur themed. They have real life size 100-foot dinosaurs like on the grounds. It's insane.
Now, when your music is played at EDC, are you like compensated for that or anything, or is it more just like a shout out?
More just like a shout out. Like the song's out there and then they downloaded it and played it. Yeah, definitely more of like a shout out.
That's awesome.
And speaking of your tracks being played, I think I just saw Fred again also played one of your tracks, correct?
No, Fragan wasn't playing it. I just edited the video to look like that.
Dude, that's a fire mix. I was listening to that prior to the podcast. Are
Thanks.
you kind of like at this point in your near decade career, you feel like you like have more control and it's coming easier than it ever has?
Totally. That Fred Again song came together in like 2 hours.
Now,
And
when you first go ahead, Mark.
And in the past, it would never be something like that. It would take way more. Like you'd be overthinking perhaps a little bit. But now it's just kind of a smoother sailing operation.
Totally. I would, for one song, it's like I would like make something and like I would think it's good because it was like the best thing I made at the time. And then like I would come back to it and be like, oh, like I need to add this. And like as like I got better, I learned more techniques and stuff. And I used to like lack so many techniques that it was so hard to like actually make the sound and idea I had.
On the hunt for legendary wings, Buffalo's in Bloomington, Indiana, and Carmel, Indiana has you covered. Crowned top 10 wings in the nation by USA Today, our wings are a fan favorite. Dip into Mrs. Louie's famous sweet Q sauce for that sweet and tangy kick. Visit Buffalo's and wing it like a pro. Do you have a mentor, or is that not really a thing in your industry?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I have like a couple. And like I like have different ones for like different styles that I'm trying to make, and I hop on Zooms with them, and yeah.
You guys just like cross collaborate. That's pretty cool. I mean, I feel like music, I don't know, like I said, I'm not as well versed as you two, but is it competitive or is it more everyone wants to help everyone?
I think some people see it as competition, and then others see it as like everyone can succeed. I'm very much in that everyone can succeed.
Yes.
Like everyone's in their own lane.
Put
Like
in
you
work.
said, Wolfie, with 100,000 songs on average coming out every single day, it really is just if you want to make this a career long term, as long as you never quit, of those 100,000 people releasing a song every day, you got 95% of them will not be releasing music in 5 years because they're looking for that short term boom. And I think the social media has kind of programmed people of, oh, you can get viral in a day. When, statistically, if you want to be known in any industry in the world, it's going to take time.
Totally.
Nothing happens overnight.
And a lot of people see one video go viral, and then the person does well, and it's like they haven't seen the other 200 videos that they made before that,
Absolutely.
and the other songs and the years of work to get to that point to then go viral. And
Yep.
like it is definitely competitive as like an industry, but I don't think between people it should be like competitive.
What do you find is the
100% agree.
most effective way of getting discovered? Is it TikTok? Is it an artist playing your track? What's the best way to go about that?
An artist playing your track definitely is like that, and TikTok. I mean, they can go hand in hand, and you make a TikTok of an artist playing your track, and that like helped me a lot. Having like Subtronics playing my song, Excision, like, and then posting them playing it on TikTok, that helped.
That's awesome. So when you see that for the first time, what do you feel?
When Excision played it I had never ever had a song played by any DJ in the world, and I was watching the Lost Lands live stream, and Excision played my song, and before the drop was even over, my phone was blowing up by like all my homies watching it, especially Bloom, and I full on cried. Like
That's
it felt
amazing.
like so many years of work to see my song get played on my favorite stage by like one of my favorite DJs. It was surreal.
That's incredible. And were you just watching the live stream and you like slowly starting hearing your sound? You're like, dude, that's the one. Dude, that's
That's
it.
me.
That's it.
It was building up, and all of a sudden, it like he switched it into my song, and I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Oh man, I love
Was
that.
there
Bro.
any like thought like, oh, maybe he'll play my song, or was this random as can be?
I had sent it to him months and months earlier, so he played it in September. I had sent it to him in like July, maybe,
Okay.
and
Did he reply?
he downloaded it on SoundCloud, and he replied, and he said it was really short. It was just like, "This is sick," like thanks, and I got that email at 3 in the morning from him, and I was just like, "Oh, so cool." And then nothing until Lost Lands. He played it.
Wow.
Unreal.
You must have got that email fucking like, holy shit, holy shit.
Oh, freaking out. Yeah.
Dude,
Seeing an email from Excision, I was just like, "Oh."
That's awesome, bro. I'm
Now,
so
how'd
happy
you
to
get-
hear that.
How did you get his email?
So I had posted a clip of the song on my like Instagram,
Yeah.
and a DJ had swiped up and wrote, "You should send this to Excision." And it was like a more established DJ, and I was like, "Oh, like I would if I could." And he said, "Here's his email. Don't share it."
Oh,
That's
nice.
amazing. It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a divine moment. It was that guy was setting you up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what it's all
Awesome.
about. You're one email, one phone number, one DM away from changing your life.
Mm-hmm.
And
Totally.
always. So
And I was stressing over, what do I say? What do I say? And all I said was, "Got some new tunes I want to share. Thanks." And
Nice.
we kept it short.
Yeah, you're not asking for anything. Just hope you
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah. Hope you enjoy.
that's something
Very
I
cool.
got to get better at. Sometimes when I'm doing all this outbound, it's sometimes too long. I got to
A
just
lot
make it a little. I got to make it less sometimes.
To promoters, I usually go, mine are too long.
Yeah, like it's hard to like in the moment. You want what do I write? What do I write? I feel like the main thought process is how do I just not ask for anything and just provide them with this email, which is like, here's some value. Hope you like it. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Wolfie. Oh, wait, I didn't even ask you. Where does the name Wolfie come from?
Oh, it's like, I thought it was my middle name in Hebrew. I don't know if it is anymore. I feel like I was mistaken, but it's something in Hebrew. Some part of my name in Hebrew
Okay.
is Wolf.
Do you get called Leo more or Wolfie?
From the boys at school, it's Wolf.
Just Wolf.
Like
Nice.
Wolfie, Wolf, Wolfman. Here in LA, it's Leo.
Okay. Second half of 2025. What are some of your goals?
Play more shows. Sign to like a major label. That's definitely like a big one. Get a festival booking. Like I really like a festival booking. For this year, I wanted to do an out of state show, which I'm playing in like Tempe,
Nice.
in September. It's not announced yet, but I'm doing that. And
Nice.
then, yeah, so that'll be my next like out of state show. Festival would be awesome.
Amazing,
Like a
bro.
real stage at a festival, because I've been like building a show. I feel like it would translate well to a festival stage.
And when you have like a festival upcoming or any big show, how far in advance are you working on that set, and how long does it usually take?
So I got asked to hold a date for a show in August. No confirmation or anything. I'm already working on the set.
How long? How long will that take?
Yeah, how long of a set too?
Usually it's about an hour to an hour 15. Just usually
Okay.
depends on the lineup, how long the headliner wants to play. but I'll use like what I've played before and then like make adjustments to that set. But then sometimes like you take one song out and like the dominoes fall and like everything else below it like that's doesn't work and you start from the ground up. And then I feel like if I start earlier, I have more time to like really make it as good as possible, really make every transition smooth, have like awesome doubles, like playing multiple songs at once. But then when you're playing multiple songs at once, you got to prepare how you're going to get out of multiple songs at once on the other CDJ if you're busy. So it's like prepping that stuff. And like, that's just like a lot of like behind the scenes, like making little edits. And so that takes a while, but I'll say like the week of a show, I'll put in about 40 hours of work. I'll be up all night.
And when you complete your set and it's game time, how much actual work are you doing while up on stage, or is it just minimal?
Oh, I'm going nuts up there. I like try and make it as complicated for myself as possible. I'm the only one who can see what I'm doing, and I'm still just like trying to impress myself, impress the people in the crowd. Like I like the DJing. I like the challenge of making it difficult because when it is so difficult, it's kind of creates like a new threshold of something that other artists aren't doing, and it makes me unique. And so that's definitely like a big thing that I try and do is like always challenge myself, even like I don't really get to practice it live because I don't own the equipment. And just like my set is that's me practicing it.
Awesome, bro. Last question for you, Wolfie. Where do you see Wolfie in a decade from now?
In a decade, a residency at a Vegas club would be sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
And just traveling festival to festival, doing tours, just like doing like kind of what Diplo, like I would love to do what Diplo does, like hitting like so many shows a week, just like constantly touring, like playing East Coast, traveling to the West Coast on the same night and playing a show. I think that's so cool.
Globe trotting.
Yeah.
In other words. Yeah.
Totally.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, I'm really happy we got to do this. This was long overdue, and it was good to
so much.
Dude, good to catch up. Pleasure. Good to hear about you and all you have going on. Where can everyone find you and your music?
You can find me definitely on SoundCloud, best place, soundcloud.com/music by Wolfie, and my Instagram at Wolfie Sounds. That's where I like update, show new music I'm working on, let people know about my new releases, and just like let people stay up to date on like shows and all that.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Brother, wishing you continued success. Keep crushing it. Keep working hard. And we look forward to seeing you perform very soon.
Thank you. You guys are crushing it too.
See you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.